From the Fox 5 studios, this is the Reb Zone Sports Show.
Well, even though we landed back in Las Vegas last night, it still feels like we're fresh off the plane from a chilly Logan, Utah. I know that 90-75 Utah State loss is probably still fresh on the Runnin' Rebels' minds, leaving the guys hungry to bounce back. I saw a lot of frustration post-game last night from UNLV. The squad lost to the Aggies without Donovan Williams out there and Vic Ewalker getting banged up early. Not ideal. We'll break down that loss and the big rivalry win against the Wolfpack with Coach Kruger tonight. And we're also sitting down with Milwauka, David Milwauka, the 6'10" center, who's been feeling more confident and aggressive lately, being a force out there for the Runnin' Rebels. Originally from Hong Kong, China, Milwauka has lived all over the world, played ball all over the world, as we learn more about his story tonight.
We were just talking about how many languages you speak. How many languages do you speak?
4. Yeah, I speak English, Igbo, which is Nigerian, because my dad Cantonese and Mandarin, and I can speak and understand all of them.
So, Coach, I don't speak 4 languages. I can get by with 2, English, Spanish, on a good day. Do you speak 4 languages?
Nope. I know 1.
You got a really diverse team. I mean, Texas, all over the place, China. Guys that can speak 4 languages. Is it cool to have that diversity on your team?
It is. And then, Chekna Dembele, who played here and is still on staff with us now from Mali. David's a little unique, born and raised in Hong Kong, but his mom's British and his dad's from Nigeria as well. Vic with his story in Nigeria, Mike with Nigeria, but growing up and living in Canada. We've got a lot of different pathways to Vegas.
And is it cool that you have a melting pot? There's just so many different stories on this team that guys can just, bounce off ideas from. I played here, we played here, overseas. I mean, you've got guys that have played overseas on your team.
We do, and I think it really helps when people come into the program. They recognize that there's a lot of diversity in terms of their stories and experiences, and they can see other people that have had different pathways to get to Vegas. There's not a lot of similarities in how everyone got on the team. So I think that helps just feeling more comfortable and being around each other.
All right, Coach, a tough loss at Utah State last night. I know I said we're kind of feeling still fresh off the plane. I'm sure the loss is still fresh on your guys' mind. You guys had practice this morning. How was that?
It was good. I think, it was a tough road game. It didn't go the way we wanted to, but there was a lot of good things we did. Just a couple mishaps, a couple bad stretches ended up being the difference in the game.
All right, well, let's take a look at the highlights from last night in no Donovan Williams in Logan, Utah, still dealing with his right knee injury. So the Rebels had to come out and fight in a hostile Aggies environment without him. Aggies Stephen Ashworth opens up the game with a big 3 from the corner. Ashworth a problem for the Rebels last night, racking up 14 points. Royce Ham Jr. answers right back from the top of the key. Game is tied up at 5. The Aggies start heating up from deep, knocking down 3 straight threes as Utah State takes a 37-32 lead. 18 seconds left in the first. Justin Webster, give it to Webby, knocking down a big 3 to give the Rebels a 38-37 lead. But in the final second of the first half, Brandon Horvath steals the lead with a halftime 3 on the buzzer. Aggies lead 40-38 at the half. And don't take their foot off the gas. Justin Bean knocking down his 3rd 3-ball of the game. Aggies are cruising. Ashworth glides right past the Rebels, and Utah State scores 14 straight, extending their lead to 67-53. Runnin' Rebels continue to fight out there without Donovan Williams and Vic Ewalker. Hamilton to Ham for the bucket, but UNLV is trailing 80-64 with 2:37 to play. Bean was out there putting on a show in front of his home fans, racking up 32 points, shooting 5 of 7 from deep as Utah State wins their 5th straight, 90-75 over UNLV. Bryce Hamilton led the Rebels with 32 points, carrying most of the workload last night, but he shouts out his teammates like Keyshawn and Reese for fighting.
No, it was huge. I feel like, I feel like we played a pretty good game. It just didn't go our way today. A lot of guys stepped up, but missing Donovan is a key piece, and hopefully he comes back soon. And from there, we're just going to keep on getting better.
All right, before we dive into the Utah State game, I have this video pulled up from Coach Chappelle's Instagram of Donovan just working out at the hotel pool, just getting his work in with his knee still fragile, still going through things. Coach, does that show you just his effort, his passion for the game, that he wants to be out there?
Well, it does, and it shows, Brian Lindell, our trainer, there's never a minute that's wasted. We got a lot of guys that are hurt, a lot of guys that have been hurt, so he's been as busy, if not more busy, than anyone on staff this year.
And how has Donovan looked this morning in practice? Does he feel a little bit better? Is it still day to day?
Yeah, still day to day. It's just one of those things. We gotta, you gotta weigh the pros and the cons of each day and go from there.
All right, let's get to the Utah State game. A strong first half from your guys. I mean, Justin Webster so clutch at the end. Tell me what happened in that second half and how the game got away from you guys.
Yeah, just a 14-0 run they went on. It was just it was the difference in the game. I thought we had a great first half. All in all, we shared the ball. I think 9 of our 13 field goals were assisted. We finished the game with 16 of our 25 field goals assisted. So offensively, we did what we want to do. 75 points, 48% from the field is usually going to win you a lot of road games. We just had a bad stretch there that ended up costing us.
5 straight wins for the Aggies. Why are they so hard to stop right now?
Well, they're playing really well. They got a lot of confidence going. Bean and Horvath give them a little bit of a unique matchup at the 4 or 5 spot. But Ashworth playing really well. They've clearly figured it out, and they're playing well, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Well, I like Tuesday night's win against Reno. The house was rocking at the Thomas and Mack. Let's check out Tuesday night's rivalry win against the Wolfpack. Come on, y'all. We need that energy on Tuesday again. The student section was rocking at UNLV. Great atmosphere. And welcome back to the Donovan Williams show. Of course, his teammates missed him. He was out in the Colorado State game dealing with his knee injury, but he didn't miss a second in the rivalry game. UNLV leads 16-6. Jordan Mccabe starts cooking from deep. Big night for Mccabe, knocking down 4 threes, racking up 16 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. The Donovan Williams show continued in the first half. Williams with 17 points on the night, shooting 4 of 7 from deep. Rebels in front, 27-18. Leave it up to Nuga to drain a 3 in the corner. Saw him do a lot of that in the shoot-around in Utah. Rebels dominating 42-26 at the half. No Grant Sherfield or Warren Washington, so UNR's Keenan Blackshear had to do the heavy lifting. Blackshears take it the other way for 2. The Wolfpack with 17 points, 6 rebounds. Running Rebels continue to fight down the stretch. UNLV leads 65-56. Royce Ham tells his former Texas teammate, sorry dude, you ain't going nowhere. Huge play. 125 left in the game. Bryce Hamilton, the National Player of the Week, so smooth with it. B. Ham with 17 points and 5 rebounds on the night. UNLV takes down the Wolfpack 69-58. Bryce, how you feeling beating Reno for the first time?
Man, it feels amazing. It's my first time getting this win. All credit to the guys. They didn't have their best player tonight, and we didn't take them lightly. We still stepped up. Everybody stepped up. Great to have Donovan back, and I feel like we played well today.
Big win on Tuesday night at the Mac. It was rocking, Coach. How was Tuesday night for you guys?
It was great. It was great to come out of the tunnel and see people there supporting, and the student section was exactly what we want it to be. The support from the students, there's no secret that was a big reason why the guys got off to a good start and had a great first half.
Donovan Williams out there dunking, draining threes left and right. How does he just change the momentum in the game for you guys?
Well, just like when you're scouting somebody and getting ready for them, you got to get ready for something a little unique. Good teams have something that's a little unique, and when you got a guy like Bryce that can score the way he does, and add Donovan, it just makes us that much harder to prepare for. And
Jordan Mccabe, what a week from him. He's had a great game at Utah State and against Air Force too. Mccabe's been on a rhythm right now, finding that flow.
He has. He's been really aggressive, and that's what we need out of Jordan. We need him to come out, be aggressive, try to make plays. We put the ball in his hand a lot. And he's done a really good job this year of taking care of the ball and making the right play.
I like that. Guys finding their confidence, finding their flow right now. One guy finding his confidence right now is David Milwauka. From Hong Kong to Las Vegas, Milwauka has played basketball all over the world. As we learn that, yeah, he can speak 4 languages. Find out more about Milwauka next.
You're watching the Reb Zone Sports Show on Fox 5.
Standing tall at 6'10" with a 7'3" wingspan is David Milwauka. He's kind of hard to miss out there. The junior center joins the Rebels after playing for 2 seasons at Lamar, where he earned the Southland Conference's Defensive Player of the Year award last season. Milwauka has been a force for the Runnin' Rebels this season, posting a season-high 11 points and 6 rebounds at Colorado State. As he tells me, he's starting to find more juice, more confidence right now. Milwauka is originally from Hong Kong and has played basketball all over the world. His path has led him to UNLV, as he has quite the story.
You have been everywhere. Is your passport filled with stamps and all that?
At least like 5-6 pages is packed with stamps.
So what was it like growing up in China?
It's different, but it's something that I was grateful for, it's like different, it taught me to be different and just being like unique, being from there, I was the only like Nigerian English person. It's like, it was just a weird mix, I stood out, and then I'm 6'10", of course, too, so like, I just stood out. I was different out there, so I'm trying to be different out here too, so it kind of helped me in a way.
That's so cool. And we were just talking about how many languages you speak. How many languages do you speak?
4. Yeah, I speak English, Igbo, which is Nigerian, because my dad Cantonese and Mandarin, and I'm like, I can speak and understand all of them. But
growing up in Hong Kong, like, who did you look up to in the basketball world?
It's very international out there, so, I always watch the NBA. LeBron has been my favorite player ever since I was like 3 years old, so, yeah. But in terms of like players out there though, I'll say the biggest player out there was always Kobe though. Like everyone loved Kobe. Like he used to come out like all the time, do camps and all that.
Did you ever go to a camp from Fizz?
I used to go to his camps, like you can go to his camps, like watch him play and all that, play with him, so it was fun.
Coming to Vegas and being with the Cougars, how have you seen yourself just grow tremendously this year?
Yeah, I feel like it's been more of a like mental thing, like more confidence, because I know I have the ability. Last year I actually won Defensive Player of the Year in my conference, so I know I have the ability. It's just mental and just putting it all together and having the confidence to just go out there every single night and just perform to the best of my ability.
What has changed in the past couple games or the past couple weeks in that mentality for you?
Yeah, it's just been, I've been more like assertive. I feel like more assertive on both ends of the floor, just doing what I know I can do to help my team win. Just putting it all out there for the guys, and just because, these are my brothers, the coaches, I mess with all of them. So it's just been more of a mental thing, just clicking it on at the right time. And so
you've played all over the world, you've played all over the country. Why do you love this group of guys, this team here in Vegas?
Man, I couldn't even, I could go through every single player on this team. It'd just be like a story, like an hour-long story for each one of them. But, I love these guys, man. These are my brothers. It's fun playing with them each and every day. It's fun practicing with them. It's fun just living with them. We all live in the same place, so it's an experience for sure. There's a lot of different, characters and players on this team, which just makes it fun each and every day. So
I feel like you're doing well right now. You've got that groove. You're kind of in that rhythm right now. How do you keep that going for yourself?
Yeah, so that sometimes that's tough, but for a guy like me, I just tell myself just do everything I can, the small things, the little things. It doesn't matter like what I do, but just like know that I've left it all out there on the court. So I play with no regrets. I come out of the game knowing I did all I can. Obviously there's gonna be things I wish I could have done differently, but I'll do that next time.
Well, Coach, what a story. And we talked about diversity being important in your program, but he had a great game at Colorado State, and he's starting to come more out of his shell recently. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, without question. I think, David's a guy, like he said, he's got all the ability. He knows that. It's about just kind of believing in himself a little bit more. And I think as we've seen this season progress, I think that's exactly what we've seen. And he's become a dominant player. He protects the rim, but then he's also a threat at the rim offensively. So Colorado State was a great game for him, but he's done a lot of games and had a lot of games where he's had an impact like that.
Have you seen more aggression, just more physicality from him lately?
Absolutely, and I think a lot of that's just from us as a staff challenging him. We need to continue to challenge him because the sky's the limit for him, and I think he responds well to that. So that's what we've got to keep doing, is just keep pushing him.
Well, the sky is literally the limit for him at 6'10", but UNLV looking to bounce back on Tuesday night when they host the Falcons at 7 o'clock at the Thomas & Mack. UNLV lost a close one on the road earlier this season against the Falcons. We'll hear more from Coach Kruger on how his guys plan to come out on top on Tuesday.
You're watching the Reb Zone Sports Show on Fox 5.
The Runnin' Rebels will be looking to bounce back after their 90-75 loss to Utah State on Saturday. UNLV lost to Air Force on the road earlier this season, 69-62. It was a strong start for the Runnin' Rebels, jumping out to an 18-9 lead, but then the guys went cold, not making another field goal for the remaining 10 minutes of the first half. Hamilton put up 32 points at Air Force, but the fight back fell short for them. And on Friday, we'll be packing our bags to Boise, Idaho. UNLV getting ready to face the top team in the Mountain West right now. The Broncos beat San Jose State last night 76-60 and are 9-1 in conference play. Their lone conference loss was on the road at Wyoming this past Thursday. So, Coach, the Falcons coming into town on Tuesday. We were just talking about the weird schedule they've had. They've lost 3 in a row. How do you guys come out on top on Tuesday?
Well, I think we have to take a lot of what we did at Air Force, because we came out with a great start. Ball was moving and guys were playing well, and we've just got to recognize that 10-minute stretch you talked about where we just struggled and we couldn't get a shot to fall, but we seemed to also relax a little defensively. You got to understand, when you're playing a team like Air Force that plays that style, you're never out of it if they're up, but you're also never too far away from them either, because they're going to be running what they run. They understand each other. They read each other really well. So we just got to know it's going to be a 40-minute fight.
What's the energy like on the team right now, just after last night's loss? The guys want to get back in the win column?
Absolutely. I think, we talked before practice this morning. Our energy level was there. It was good. We just had a couple of mental lapses that allowed Utah State to go on that run. So it's just another opportunity to learn from that and grow from that and understand that this one's going to be kind of similar. We got to have energy the entire night, but we've also got to be disciplined and detailed in what we do.
All right, Coach, you want to see the MAC packed on Tuesday?
Absolutely.
That was a lot of fun against Reno, so hoping to see you guys out there on Tuesday night. Coming up next, find out who Coach Arroyo has added to his 2022 class. He picked up some major talent from the SEC, Big Ten, and ACC. We'll show you who those guys are coming up next.
You're watching the Reb Zone Sports Show on Fox 5.
UNLV football has welcomed 7 transfers to their 2022 class. Coach Arroyo picked up some major talent from the SEC, Big Ten, and ACC. Starting with a transfer that has turned a lot of heads here in Vegas, Harrison Bailey, the sophomore transfer quarterback who spent the last 2 seasons at Tennessee. He redshirted last season, appearing in just 1 game. In 2020, he played in 6 games and started the final 3 games. He threw for at least 1 touchdown in each of his final 3 games. Now let's check out Kobe Bryant, the senior transfer from SMU. Big dude, 6'5", 325-pound offensive lineman who spent the last 3 seasons at SMU. Bryant brings maturity and veteran experience to the Rebels O-line, who are losing Julio Garcia this year. Jordan Eubanks is joining the Rebels from Florida State. The outside linebacker is a freshman transfer with 4 years of eligibility remaining. He was a former 3-star prospect coming out of Denton, Texas. UNLV is picking up another transfer from the City College of San Francisco. Trenton Holloway will be joining his former teammates Fred Tompkins and Jeff Weimer at UNLV. Holloway is ranked the number 11 junior college safety recruit in the nation by 24/7 Sports. Next is Seneca Mckee, a 6'10", 185-pound wide receiver junior transfer from Erskine College. Mckee recorded 96 receptions for 1,133 yards and 7 touchdowns in his sophomore campaign. In his last game at Erskine in November 2021, he hauled in a career-high 19 catches for 225 yards versus Kentucky State. The second offensive lineman in this group is Preston Nichols, a senior transfer from Charleston Southern. The super senior will be joining his former teammate Davion McDaniel along the UNLV O-line. And last but not least is the second wide receiver in this group, Ricky White, a sophomore transfer from Michigan State. White will be reunited with Harrison Bailey, who was his senior year high school quarterback. How about that, huh? Here's what Coach Arroyo told me about these 7 transfers and just the impact they've already made in his program this offseason.
Those guys have come in right away, and they've been guys who have low ego. They fit right in. They didn't come in expecting anything. They like to work. They like the rigidness. They like the demand of the program. They like the offseason. They like Coach File. They like what we do in the training program, and they're fitting right in. And I think our group is now, the other piece to that is that our group is strong enough mentally and together to allow those guys in. They're not a group that's not allowing people in because they're insecure. Our group's becoming more secure. They're trusting each other. They like each other. They like the idea now that iron sharpens iron. Don't bring anyone in here that's lesser than me. That doesn't make us any better. And so that's been a big pillar in the beginning is we're going to bring in guys that makes iron sharpen iron every time, And so on and off the field.
Yeah, we've already seen that social media postings by Coach File of the guys working out this offseason. Everything just already looks like it's being taken to another level on the UNLV football program. Can't wait to get out with those guys soon. It's still foot on the gas for Coach Arroyo as he told us potentially he has 8 spots left to fill. And guys, I know it's only early February, but spring ball is right around the corner, kicking off on March 29th. The college football season will be here before you know it. So taking a breath, got to do some basketball. Air Force is coming to town on Tuesday, and then we hit the road with the guys on Friday for Boise State. Busy week, almost football season. It's right around the corner, really. See you guys next Sunday.
Thanks for watching Fox 5 News. Watch us live wherever you are on our mobile, on our streaming news app. And you can also watch us on Roku.